Hello. Alright. I hope I can be heard. Mic is on. It says it can hear me. So, alright. This is going to be I'm Kristen with Katie Paints Minis. I'm painting here at Immortals Inc. I am here every Thursday painting various miniatures. I let my followers choose and vote from a few most of the time. I've actually got a vote right now going on my page. So if you want to help pick what I paint next, then go ahead on my page. So I did a few things off stream with Thanos the Bone Caller here. Nothing crazy. I just added some glazes and some shades that I knew would take a long time to dry. So I added a dark purple in our cloth here. Just add some shadows into it, and then I just hit the skeletons with a flood of Agrax Earthshade. And I just touched up some pieces on the skin that I hit when I was doing the metals on the last stream. Nothing major. So I'm gonna start doing the cloth because that's what's gonna need the most work today. I want to finish that, and then we're gonna move on to this blue stone here. I want to give it a little bit of a glowing effect. Then we'll move on to highlighting the metals and stuff like that. But first off, I noticed my glaze dried a little funny on her. I was having issues today. You should have seen me painting this morning. I swear it was all haunted. Like, my paint was oozing out of the bottles on its own. My shade was drying white. It was just horrible. So let's hope that doesn't happen here. So, just gotta touch up a few places. This is just Druchii Violet by Games Workshop. Yeah, it was drying white. I don't think I had my glaze medium mixed right or my shade mixed right. Something was weird. Alright, that's all. So I'm gonna start bringing this cloth up from all the shadows that I gave it. I'm gonna start off with Corn Red by Games Workshop. Let's hope I don't get any crazy air bubble nonsense while I'm here. That was driving me crazy this morning. So let's get all this paint off of the... There we go. Should be... I pre-shook all my paints to see if that would help with the air bubbles so it doesn't happen on stream because it makes a mess. So I just want this to be fairly thin. I'm gonna add a little bit of Flow Aid to it to slow the drying. Or medium. I'll do medium instead. My Flow Aid makes it dry a little too glossy for my taste. So, alright. I ordered some bits from Green Stuff World to put on her base, and they ended up being huge. The scale was way, way, way off. I ordered some tree stumps and tombstones. So when I'm done with her, I'm gonna add just one tombstone to her base because of how large they turned out to be. Alright, making sure everyone can see. Okay. So I'm just gonna start. I kind of started doing this on my last, I think on the first stream. I want to texturize this cloth because it's super tattered and worn, and I want it to look like that painted. So instead of going with the folds and the wrinkles, I'm going against them and just drawing lines along the tops of the ripples. Doesn't make much of a difference now, but it will. when I get to brighter colors. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. So this difference right now is very subtle. So it's a lot. I thought it was gonna show up easier, but I guess not. I might just go, yeah. So my vote that I have going on right now is between 4 models. The first one is the Kingdom Death Lion Knight, which is one of my favorite Kingdom Death models. And then the second is the Genestealer Cult's Patriarch, which is actually my personal model. So it'd be cool to get something from my army painted for once. That'd be fun. And then the third one is the Bloodwrack Medusa from Games Workshop. She's also part of my collection for my Sigmar army. And then the fourth one is Talos from the Drukhari army, which is him. That one and the Lion Knight are my boyfriend's models, so he wants one of those to win, of course. But they're all really large models because I've been doing a lot of small stuff and I wanted something big, something cool and show-offy. Alright, so just continuing adding these lines to her robes, trying to not get too much paint into the shadows. Kind of ruins the texture effect if you get it too much in the shadows. This is something I've been messing around with the past few months. So it's not quite perfect, but I've gotten a lot of response on it. Something a little different than just the usual smooth cloth. Another thing I did off stream was add a little bit more red to her skin, because I lost it while I was highlighting on stream yesterday, or last week. So I just brought some of that back, because she lost some of her warmth. Alright. It's a little hard to see the difference that made now, but it's getting there. That looks better. You can kind of see the changes in the red. So next I'm gonna go, that was Corn Red I added, so I'm gonna go to Mephiston Red next by Games Workshop. Add a little bit of medium to it. Alright. All good? Alright.
Good. All good from the tech department.
Awesome. Oh, hello. Alright. So next we're going to go up with this Mephiston Red, and I'm going to continue doing the same texture effect on her. Just very fine little red lines. I think you'll be able to see a big difference once I finish at least one side of this. It's starting to look pretty bright now. I think the key with this that I've noticed is just keep your brush strokes really tiny and really light. It's a really easy effect to get though, once you know what you're going for. So, alright. You can kind of see how it's, you know, the bright red made a difference compared to over here. I'm just using a number size 1 brush by Broken Toad to do this. Alright. And there's some spots that I'm just going over with the same color, just to make it pop a little bit more. Get 2 coats of the highlight on there. I don't want to bring this cloth up too bright because I still want it to look tattered and worn and dirty. So I don't think I'm going to be bringing it up to like an orange or anything. We'll see. So there's that one side. There we go, that looks good compared to that side. So I'm gonna move the light closer. I'm gonna move over. There we go. Just to, because the light's right here, so if I move it away, it's harder to see. What happened? It got dark again. Okay. Sorry, I mess with this light a lot. Sometimes it just looks like it gets dark all of a sudden. Alright. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the people behind me. In the other office, they are quoting Forrest Gump right now. It's a little distracting. Alright, back to painting. So along the edges here, I'm making the lines in like two opposing directions. Since they're afraid at the bottom. Gives the impression of like stretched out and worn material. Too much water. Hello, Ruby. Thank you for tuning in today. The shadow on which part? On the cloth? Because on the cloth I did a thinned out glaze of Druchii Violet by Citadel over a very dark, almost maroon red. So I am just gonna do a few touch-ups here with this Mephiston red, and then I'm gonna move on to my next color. Just making a little bit brighter on the top of the ripples. Yes, I used purple. It's this Druchii Violet color. Might be a little hard to see. I do accept commissions. I do. If you are interested, you can shoot me a message through my page. And I'm a little booked I'm not really accepting a whole lot until September, but I'll give you a quote. And if that time frame works for you, sure. Alright, so next I'm going to go to Evil Sun Scarlet, also by Citadel. I really like Citadel's reds. I use them a lot. Mix just medium in there. No, I'm not UK. I'm US. I have not done any commissions outside of the US, but we could figure it out. I use stainless steel balls. I think they're 6.35 millimeters. I bought them from Green Stuff World. Green Stuff World sells a lot of great hobby supplies. The clear stuff is Lamy and Medium by Citadel. All it is just clear acrylic medium. It holds the paint together when you're thinning it better than water. Keeps the pigment strong, I guess. It helps a lot when you're thinning down very bright colors. Because I found when you thin bright colors with water, they just turn into a mess. Alright, so here's the first set done. You can see how nice and bright that is without making it there we go. Without making it too bright and looking brand new. And then when I flip it over, you'll see the big difference that bright red made.
Oh, I'm sorry. Get parked in my parking space. And so I'm like, oh, that bitch, touche. I don't even park over there. I know. That's why I was like, I'm like, oh, it can't be her. And then I saw that it, the little sticker that says 47 means that it's a break in the tag. So I'm like, oh. I don't even have real license plate yet. I go, that bitch, touche on her. Good for her. That was a good way to get back at me.
Just keeping up with my very fine, thin lines. I think I'm going to go in with a really bright orange red just to do the extreme edges and to help bring out these tattered edges some more. I would like them to stand out. And then we'll move on to the next piece. I've got 2 new followers. Sorry, I always forget about followers. Thank you for the follow, Cog Whistle from Twitch and TR013N. Thank you very much. I can't remember if I did this side or not. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so I did all of the cloth with that bright red. I'm really liking the way it's looking too. Alright, so now, like I said, I'm going to go in with Wild Rider red. It feels like a solid chunk of paint, so maybe I won't. Should be okay. So this is a little too thin. Yeah, that's way too thin. Oops. That's better. Okay. I'm just gonna go along the tippy top edges. Because red can be a little funky because it can start looking orange real quick. I just hit a spot here I didn't really want to hit. Okay. So, maybe you can see the difference that it made, maybe not, but I can. I always post pictures post-stream. I try to do it before and after, so you can see everything that I did up close, especially if you're watching the stream. I always post those to my page, and I try to post them in any things that the stream was shared in, so you can see it in the comment section. And I just completely forgot about her bikini underwear. That's also the same color. So I'm gonna try and just add a little bit of color in there. And by her on her backside too. We don't need to highlight it to the same degree, but I completely forgot about it. Okay. So, I just made her bottom look the same as the cloth. Alright. I'm gonna call that cloth finished for now. Until I change my mind to decide I want it brighter. I kind of like it right now the way it's at. Alright. I'm gonna move on to this blue crystal though. Because I would like to do some light effects coming down on her hair and maybe come down to her hair and yeah, maybe the top of her face or something. It's gonna be glowing blue. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It's my first time trying an OSL effect like that. So, you guys will see me fail. Can't wait. I'm gonna make a real thin glaze of this Sotek green by Games Workshop. Just to go all over. And while that's drying, I'm going to I need to do her lips and her necklace that she's wearing. It's really hard to tell, but she is wearing a necklace that has like 3 stones, and her lips are not done. So I want to just start giving this stone here some dimension. This is just a slightly darker blue than what I base coated it in. But I want to see the details a little bit better. So I'm not letting it pool anywhere. That would defeat the purpose. Just to add a little bit of oomph to it. Maybe I'll mix in a little bit of this to make a purple. And create some shadows down here. I may be going at this the completely wrong direction. I'm not too sure. But whatever. It'll be something. Alright. I'm gonna make the stones on her purple. So let's find purple. And be very, very, very careful, because her skin is all done. Alright. I hit her a little bit on her chest. I normally don't fix mistakes so soon, but I'm in one of those moods. So I'm just going back in with her base coat. Covers up mistakes pretty well. It's so hard to get all the sides of these. Okay. That should be fine. So that blue is still drying. I think I'm going to bring up her hair just a tiny bit. I want to give it some shine. So I'm going to do something a little risky here. Oh no, I lost my thing. Yeah, normally I just let the mistakes be a part of the piece, but I'm in not one of those moods today. So I mixed a little bit of Ulthuan Gray with I don't know what color I think I picked up. I think it's Golden Skin by Reaper, and it made this real light tan color. It's basically a good skin tone color, but I just want to add it to add some sheen to her hair. It's looking a little flat right now. And I'm just applying this very lightly. I'm not using a lot of it because it can be a little too powerful if I use a lot of it. It'll help too if I end up putting that blue onto her hair. It'll help the blue show more if there's some white mixed in. Alright. So, I'll show you. Her hair was a little too brown before, but I just added some light streaks into it. I want it to look freshly cleaned and conditioned because she's got a lot of hair. Alright, I think my blue nonsense is ready. So, what I'm going to start doing is, thank you. The red does look really awesome. I'm proud of it. Okay, I got distracted. I am going to teach myself how to do this blue light. And of course I didn't bring the paints I need for it. I can always improvise. I'm just gonna start painting the faces of this stone in Temple Guard Blue by Citadel. And then I think after this, I'm gonna highlight the edges in a white. Like I said before, I'm just making this up as I go. If you have any good ideas for how to go about this, shoot me a message or a comment. I saved some pictures on my phone, but I'm just gonna do it. So I think my first goal is gonna be kind of I don't want it to be an insanely bright glow. Just want it to be pretty subtle. And I really just kind of want it on the top of her hair. I think that's where it would really show the most, maybe under her hand. But really her hair is kind of blocking everything, so this might be an easy OSL experiment. It's too thin. Whenever I'm nervous, I thin my paint too much. So I'm not gonna go ahead and just paint her all of her hair blue. I'm just gonna I'm gonna give her basically blue lighted highlights at the crests of her hair. So like I said, I want this to be a subtle glow, only because I've never done this before. So I'm gonna make it easy on myself. I'm following those light highlights I gave her. They kind of helped with this, which was my plan. And if this looks a little messy or I accidentally get in the shadows, that's fine, because I'm adding another light source. There wouldn't be much of a shadow directly underneath the light source, so it's okay if I hit in some of the shadows I already made. Because I think that makes sense. So, it's looking kind of neat. I sound very confident, don't I? So maybe if I go in with, I want to mix a little bit of white in here. I think. So I've kind of got my regular color, and then I mixed it into more of a baby blue, and then I still got my white over here. So let's go on to this baby blue. And after I bring this up a little bit more, I might do a glaze of a light brown to bring her hair color back, so it doesn't look like she's got blue hair, because she doesn't. If I made her hair blue, this would have been a lot easier. The way I'm trying to make this look believable is that I'm just slowly fading it out and blending it in with her regular hair color where it burnt, I just want the glowing radius on the top of her head. That's all I'm going for. So if I could probably bring it out a little bit further, actually, now that I think about it. Because this would be like right here. Right, let's bring it out further. Okay. Alright. So, it looks kind of cool. I might tweak it as the stream goes on. We've still got 40 minutes left. When it comes to OSL, the little I do know about it, you want the light source to be the brightest part, and then all the light that it's casting is not going to be as bright because it's not the source. But I thought it would be easier to start with where the light's casting for some reason, so that's what I did. So this is going to be actually like almost white, since I made that glow pretty bright. I'm kind of just painting the edges of the faces of this stone white. It doesn't look amazing right now, but I'm working on it. Yep. You gotta get that right consistency of paint. I do it without even thinking about it, and then I look at my hand and it's a mess. I don't even wash it off half the time. I look at it as a I don't know. It's like if someone sees me out in public, they either think I'm crazy or they know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna go into this with a little bit of a green for some shadows. It almost will look like a turquoise. Because if I keep using blue, it's gonna start. It's just not gonna be working as well as I want it to. I'm just using, ooh, maybe I'm not using it. Again, too thin, Kristen. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'll get it. I will get it. I'm using, so there's actually like, this staff has bones around it. It's got like fingers that are holding the gem or the stone. So I'm just trying to get in between those with this green. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but this is gonna be my last stream on Thanos. Because this is the last, like, hour and a half. Like, I won't, after this, I won't have an hour and a half worth of work to do on her. It'll just be tweaking and it'll be making the base. And I'm not going to make the base on stream because it just makes a mess. I'm a messy baser. So I'm going to tie some of this green into her hair. It's not going to be on the tops. It's going to be on the sides in the shadows to replicate the light from her staff. And I'm kind of letting this pool a little bit in the recesses. Not a lot. It kind of looks weird, but I like weird. It almost looks like she has algae ridden hair. Or she was swimming in a really dirty pool. But I like it. You guys can leave your thoughts on it. Might be a little too strong. The poll, I am going to end it on Monday. It is between the Kingdom Death Lion Knight, the Genestealer Patriarch, Thank you. The Genestealer Patriarch, Bloodwreck Medusa, and the Drukhari Talos. So, sorry, I'm admiring my first OSL work. And yeah, I'm gonna end the poll on Monday. I want to give everyone some time. Don't drink the paint water. So... yeah, I think I may have went a little overboard with the hair, but I like it. I think I'm going to keep it like that. So now I'm going to paint the edges of this stone in Sotek green, because it is kind of, you know, crystal shaped. And I want the light would be shining through the flat faces and not so much the cracks or the corners. So there's the stone. I'm gonna go and I gotta paint the bones that are holding it. So bone color. Looking for... I don't think I brought it today, because I thought I was done with that. I'll paint it this color. I didn't bring my bone colors with me. Whatever. We'll mix some of this with some of this. Don't mind me, I'm just making colors up right now. I think it was Tanned Leather by Reaper and Iron Rack Skin by Citadel. I'm just trying to make something like a Nushabdi bone. Let me tell you, the biggest challenge is, for me, is not bringing every single paint that I own when I come and stream. But it makes things like this interesting. Oh no. Sorry, the sculpt is a little funky right here. I'm trying to figure out where all these little bones go. This is an excellent model by Reaper. I like it a lot. It's been on my paint list for a long time. But it's got some bad spots here and there. It's a metal model. Like, it had some holes that I had to fill in. Little stuff like that. I actually filled them in with paint on stream because I didn't notice them. See. So there are cases where thick paint comes in handy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm just gonna go and start highlighting this staff in this color that I made. Nothing too fancy. Alright, so here is what I got. If you look at it from the top, we got blue light onto the hair. Excuse me. Okay. I'm gonna add some more of the base color into the staff because it got a little dark on me. And then some more white. Okay. While I have some white out, I'm going to put a little dot of white on each of her purple gemstones we painted earlier that are around her neck. Just to give them some shine. Let's mix a little bit of our blue in there too. All right. Okay. I'm gonna paint our lips. To do that, I'm gonna mix pink quarter in with her base color. And just do a real thin layer of paint over them. See, I want that nice blush color. Oh. Hello. Thanks for tagging someone. Oh. Okay. Something I've learned a lot in painting minis is to paint the bottom lip and try to ignore the top lip. It's real weird, but once you paint that top lip, it's all over and they look like a clown. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a red too. Okay. Let's see if you guys can't see it too much. Oh, hello. Thanks for the follow, Orion Noir. Did I say that right? Skin tones are, if you watch my the last two streams, I'm not sure if you'll see them on Twitch, but you'll definitely see them on Facebook, is where I painted a majority of the skin. Awesome. Okay, and this, I really haven't touched the skin much at all this stream, but I experiment a lot with skin tones because I'm still trying to find what works best for me. What has helped me a lot, and I recommend it to everyone, is purchasing the Reaper skin color triads. They come out with the shadow, highlight, and base, and they're in all different ranges of colors for all different skin tones. And then from there, you can add your blue shadows and your red blush, and it all just brings itself together really well. It's great. Okay, so I want to do something. What was that? Oh, she's got a little bag attached to her hip. I just wanted to color paint real quick. I'm just going to use XV88 to base it. It's a little chunky, but I don't care right now. So, just painted that brown. And then I'm going to put some of this in here and make it a little stripey and highlighty and colors. I don't always mix my paints fully. You'll see me do that a lot. It's because I like to mess around with like the mid-mix stages where they are partially mixed. Then I still have some of the original color and then I have some of the new color. Because I go back and forth a lot. So we've got about 20 minutes left. We did a lot of cool stuff today. Okay, so I'm gonna add some darker brown into that bag. I did a horrible job packing my paints today. Horrible. I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm just gonna add this into the shadows and around the edges. So there's that little bag. Whatever she keeps in there. Okay. I'm not gonna highlight any of the metals on stream because that's all I'm gonna do is go in with a brighter silver and pick the bright points. So I'll do that kind of stuff at home. I'm gonna go in through with work on these bones, and then really she's kind of done at that point. Just working on the bones and tying the basin together. Maybe I'll highlight some of these strips of cloth too, real quick. So I'm mixing in some of this brown with this purple. So I don't want the purple to be too bright because it's an old dirty rag that a skeleton's wearing. You'll notice a lot of the time I just grab whatever is still wet on my palette paper because I like to use similar colors all throughout the piece. And what better chance than when they're still wet sitting on your palette. So there's that. Just, added some highlights and such to the clothing. I'm not going to focus too much on what the skeletons are wearing because they're not the main focal point of this. This blue is very bright. Okay. This is Calidor Sky. I've had a steady amount of viewers this whole stream. That makes me happy. I obviously can't tell who's watching and who's not right now. Well, I can, but I don't know how. But anyway, it's nice to see a consistent amount of viewers. I do this every single Thursday. At the same time, it's 12:30 Eastern to 2 o'clock p.m. I know it's an awkward time for a lot of you, but I work a second shift job, so I really can only do this before work. But I mean, if you can pop in on your lunch break at your normal people job, that would be awesome. Watch some painting on your break. Oh, hello. Yeah, must be nice to have off of work. I don't know that feeling. So I just added some blue to the blue and some purple to the purple. Alright, what can I do in 10 minutes? I'm gonna start highlighting these bones. I'm gonna use that Iron Rex color. Where did that go? Here it is. And I'm gonna mix it with Pallid Wych Flesh, because I don't have the color that I want to use right now. Because I am a disaster today. Oh, fun. Have fun there. I'm just going to do a little bit of a wet brushing technique to highlight these bones. So I don't want them to look super smooth and clean. I want them to look, you know, like bones. Hopefully, I'll get around to finishing her for the weekend, and you can see some final pictures. I'll still post a picture after today's stream, though. But I'm talking about with the base, and after I do something with the metallics and stuff. So when I'm doing wet brushing, I kind of do it pretty haphazardly. I don't want a whole lot of uniformity here. Because after I'm done with this, I'm going to go and probably dirty these guys as I'm doing the base. It's going to be just some dirt and rocks and a tombstone in the background. I already picked out the tombstone. This model's getting heavy to hold up. Just one solid chunk of metal. What do we got? 151. Alright. Don't use this technique with your nice brush like I am. This brush is on its way out the door soon though. So it's really good. I've just used it a lot. And probably not all for the best applications. I am a brush abuser. I'm really happy with the way this piece is turning out though. It's really cool to to see that come on. Whenever I get paint somewhere that I don't want, I always wet the brush and then just put the brush with no paint on it and try and soak it up. It works most of the time. So, I don't know if it made much of a difference, but I'm going to add in some white in there too. This will only be on real sharp edges and stuff, like brows and the ribs and stuff, and on joints. Kind of using my brush sideways to hit all the ribs at one time. Again, this isn't something to be super neat about. Bones are dirty. If it was any other, if it wasn't on stream, I'd probably just dry brush them all. But might as well put a little more effort into them. Since I've put so much effort into the lovely lady they are lifting up. My white's drying up. I'm going to start wrapping up in a few moments here. So I'm just going to finish up with this white. I'm probably, so the things I'm going to do after this to finish her up, so I'm going to finish the metals, finish the bones, and the base. Everything else is really done. To finish up the bones, I might do another light wash over them to get this bleached bone effect out. It's not going to be much a heavy wash, just something to bring back that dirt color. I'll probably even end up stippling it on so it looks random. Alright, so here she is. She's looking pretty. This is very last minute. This is Gorthor Brown. I'm gonna apply it very thinly over her head, just to bring that brown back. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. I hope you were able to learn something or whatever. Thank you for the follow as well. Follow and the views. So this is really nitpicking it here. But I just want to bring some of that brown back. Tone down that OSL effect. I think I got a little carried away in some spots. I got excited. Alright. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Here's your final spin around of Thanos the Bone Caller by Reaper Miniatures.